Now we're looking at area. So area is a measure of how much space a flat object actually takes up. In this section, we're looking at calculating the area and what it means. So area is talking about how much space an object actually takes up in terms of its actual dimensions. So if we had a box that was 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, it's a square, and we define this as a unit. So we say we've got a square 1 by 1, and then I gave you a different shape that was 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. We want to think about how many of these 1 centimeter squares fit inside of this shape. And if we draw it in, we can see that we've got 2 centimeters and 2 centimeters, so we fit 4 boxes. So 4 lots of 1 centimeter squared boxes fit inside this shape. So we can write this as 4 centimeters squared, which is its area. Now if we want to look at how many of these square centimeter boxes from before fit in the following shape. So if I've got a 4 centimeter by 4 centimeter box and I draw in all of my little squares, obviously I can fit 4 across and 4 up. So in total, I'm going to have, if I count up all of these little boxes, by the end of it, I've got 4 on the top, 4 on the next row, 4 on the next row, 4 on the next row. I'm going to have 16 lots of my 1 centimeter squared box, which I can write as 16 times 1 centimeter squared, which is just 16 centimeters squared. So that is the area of that shape. So now we can do this process a little bit easier without having to actually add up all the boxes. We can do this by multiplying, or the length and the width of the shape that we're talking about. So in this case, it's a box. So here I've got a box 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So its area would be the length times the width, which is just 2 centimeters times 4 centimeters. So we know this is 8, but it's centimeters times centimeters, so I get 8 centimeters squared, which is where my unit comes from in terms of area. This video talks about how to convert units. So if we had square centimeters, meters, kilometers, or millimeters, how do we go from one to the other? And how do we know that it's not just changing meters to centimeters, we times by 100? So this is a good video for that.
If I wanted to convert an area from meters to centimeters, how would I do it? Well, I know that the area of this shape, if it's 4 meters by 2 meters, is just 4 times 2. So it's 8, but it's 8 meters squared. And a lot of people would quite commonly say that, what about if I wanted that in centimeters? Well, 8 meters is just 800 centimeters, so it must just be 800 centimeters squared, right? And this is a common problem. The answer is no, it is not the same. The reason it's not the same is because we're talking about meters squared, not just a length. 2 meters is actually 200 centimeters, and 4 meters is 400 centimeters. So then the area in centimeters is length times width, which is now 400 times 200. So you can see that that's very different. This answer is actually going to give me 8 and 4 zeros. So it actually leaves me with 80,000. And now I'm talking about centimeters squared. So 8 meters squared is 80,000 centimeters squared. That's a lot bigger than just 800 centimeters squared. If I wanted to convert from one to the other, meters squared is meters times meters. If I wanted to go to centimeters squared, well, meters to centimeters is 100, and I'm timesing it by meters to centimeters, which is 100. So that actually equals 10,000. So to go from meters squared to centimeters squared, I times by 10,000. As opposed to just adding the zeros to my sign. It's very different because it's squared.
Now I want you to have a go at these questions here. So just the highlighted section. Pause the video now and give them a shot. Answers will come up in just a second. Here are some worded questions. So I want you to think about what the question is asking and have a go at these ones.